Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the Stack Architect Lab. And again, today, we will going to talk about branching in our Git training program. Okay, and in this module, extensively we will talk about what is Git. Okay, and behind the scene, how it work, architecture point of view, the three-step snapshot process, how it work, different type of objects which we have in Git, what is branch, how to create a new branch, uh, understanding head, switching branches, and then diverging history and practical command summary. Okay, so if we understand all these things, it can help us in doing troubleshooting. Okay, so whatever Git you are learning now for DevOps, it is equally useful for any other project also. Like say for example, in future you move from DevOps to MLOps, then in MLOps also it is equally useful for you. Now let's first of all talk about our next topic, which is Introduction to Git Branching. Let me quickly read it from the slide before moving to the detail of three-step snapshot process, that what exactly it is saying. So here if you see Introduction of Git Branching, when we are saying that okay, this is the killer feature. Okay, why it is killer feature? Why it is killer feature? Because branching is what set Git apart from other version control systems. That is first thing. Second thing is it is lightweight and fast. Okay, unlike other system that copy files, branching, whatever you do, is instantaneous. Okay, this is instantaneous. Okay, so first thing is branching. Branching is very important here. Second thing is lightweight and fast, and it encourages the iterations, because branching, obviously, this strategy overall is cheap. Okay, so Git encourages a workflow where you branch and merge many times in a day. You don't need to worry that okay, what will happen. Okay, so these are some of the key thing first of all about the Git that we need to understand. Now let's talk about the three-step snapshot process here. So as you see here on the slide, which is the checksumming the structure. Okay, when you run the git command, git look at your stage file. Okay, which we do like git add, when we do the git add I showed you in my earlier videos. Okay, and subdirectories, and it calculate a unique ID. We call it as a checksum for every directory, representing the exact state of those folders at that moment. So that is the checksumming of the structure. That is the first thing which it do. Second thing what it do is it create the tree objects. I will show you from the pictorial representation in the next slide, but as of now just understand the tree objects. Okay, git save these directory state as tree object, and think of tree object as a digital map, okay, or graph of a folder, and it lists the file blobs, okay, and any other subfolder, other tree inside it. And third thing which you get is the commit object. Okay, so finally git create a commit object, and that is the wrapper that contain all your metadata, who wrote it, when and why, any commit message, correct, any pointer, for example the direct link to the root tree object, allowing Git to perfectly reconstruct every file and folder in your project from that specific point in time. Correct. So now let's see whatever theory I'm telling you. Let's understand that how in real time it works. So say for example, in a real time you have three files. One is this README, one is this test RC, RB, and then one is this license. Okay, and then you are doing the commit. Okay, so you are doing this commit. So now if you see here in the first picture here, this one, in this picture, if you see closely, what is happening here is this is the commit which we are doing here. This is the commit which we are doing. Okay, so as soon as we are doing the commit, it is capturing all the details. What all details it is capturing actually? It is capturing all the details that okay, who is the author, correct? Who is the author here? Who is the committer? Who is the, where is the tree? all these details here you can see here. What is the tree? Okay, so where is the tree? So this tree mapping is here. This is the tree mapping. Okay, now this tree because contain the details of three files. One is readme, one is test.rb, and third is license. Further, it create this as a blob. Okay, it store it as a blob here. Okay, so you see here, so different three component inside this tree is there. Okay, so one thing which you need to understand is that as soon as you do the commit, which is initial commit of your project, which is your root, it create one tree. In tree you can have multiple blob or single blob based on your number of files. Okay, and then it look like this. Now if you make some changes and do commit again, and here is the beauty of the git come into the picture. Okay, so say for example this was my initial commit. Okay, this was my snapshot a, and if I do one more commit here, okay, whatever commit I will keep doing, it will actually show me as a separate snapshot. Okay, so now let's understand this. In this place, at this place, okay, if I am doing one commit saying that okay, this is the fixed bug and stack overflow under certain condition. Here parent was empty, nothing was there. But here if you see, this parent is mapped to this one. That is the change. Okay, same way, say for example this is the third commit. In this if you see where this parent is mapping to this one. So this continuous chain git keep creating. That is the beauty. Now once you understand these two things, that what is root, what is tree, what is blob, what is snapshots, why it is lightweight, correct, and why branching strategies are there, correct. So then we can talk about one more topic, which is branch, for example, correct, or head. As you see here in this diagram, head is there, correct, head is there. So we'll talk about that, what is head, what is master, what is branch, all this type of thing. But before that, what you need to understand is that in Git, when you go for interviews, you need to understand that there are four type of objects, and it is not only about again for interviews. Um, when you actually start working on the projects, okay, then at that time you should understand the complexity, the architecture, the nitty-gritty, that what exactly the way, the how actually it work. Then only you will able to troubleshoot. So if you are working with 100 developers and you are working in Git, you are doing collaboration, and then some error come, you will not able to resolve the error until and unless you understand these things which I am telling you now. Okay, command, yes, 4 5 command you can execute anytime, but if you understand that how it work, how we can take the snapshot, then you can able to do the troubleshooting. So primarily here, if you see, we have four type of objects in Git. So one is blob, okay, which I showed you earlier, okay, which I showed you earlier. This is blob, okay. Again, my bad. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so the one thing which you need to understand is that the first thing is blob. One is blob. That is blob. Now, what is this blob actually? Blob is a abbreviation for binary large object. Okay, that is first. Second is tree. Okay, tree, I have showed you. Object type containing one line per file or subdirectory. Third is tags. What is tag? Tag, if you see here in this diagram on top, okay. So here, if you see, we are giving some details that, okay, who is the tagger, what is the message, say for example message is version 1, 1.1 release, all these type of thing I can put it in the tag. So hash of the tagged object, type of tag object, tag name, author, date, message, all these type of thing comes here. Then come the commits. Okay, all the commits will come here. Okay, so you see here, as soon as somebody is tagging, this is the tag they are doing, this is the commit, okay, which is commit message based on this tag. And this particular commit has this tree. Now this tree has these all details here, you see. So we are showing you here that multiple um, code execution in one go. So if you see here, it is mapped with this one. Okay, this is mapped with this one. Okay, this is mapped with this one. Okay, three things are mapped with this. Okay, and fourth thing which you see is it is mapping with the tree also. So this is this tree, this tree. Okay, and then again, like the same way, this tree is mapped with this. Okay, and other component if you keep seeing. Okay, so this is how we do the thing, or inside Git, this is how it keep taking the snapshots. It keep tracking all the four objects like blobs, trees, tags, and commit. Now let's understand that what is branch actually. Okay, so branch in Git is simply a lightweight movable pointer to one of these commits. Whatever commit we are making, we just see that, okay, commits are there, they are getting created. If we start moving some pointer in that we call it as a branch. Okay, so default branch name can be master or main. Okay, like in our previous demo I showed you that, okay, it is main. You can set it from GitHub or Git bash. Now as you start making commits, you are given a master branch that point to the last commit you made, and every time you commit, the master branch point moves forward automatically. One thing which you need to understand is that this master branch in Git is not a special branch. It is exactly like any other branch. The only reason nearly every repository has one of this thing is that like when you initialize the repository, when you do the git init command, okay, it create by default. Okay, so people don't bother to change it, they keep it as this standard only. And because in organizations also we are very much familiar with this terminology, we call it as a master. Okay, in some organization with some customer, you see people rename it as a production. Okay, some call it as a main. So based on your requirement, you can change that thing. So this is what happen when you create a new branch, correct? So when you create a new branch, and this is the command for creating the new branch here. And for creating the new branch again, my bad. So here, if you create the new branch, okay. So git branch testing, if I am giving, what does it mean? Git branch is the command, and testing branch I am creating here. Okay. So now if you see here, this is my commit, everything else remains same. And you see like one more pointer got added here, testing. Okay, so it create a new pointer to the same commit we are creating on. Now the next thing which you need to see is that what is head. I was talking about head also, correct? So this is the head. If you see this head, what currently, if you see here in this diagram, okay, head is there. Okay, how does Git know that what branch you are currently on? That is the question. Okay, so that it track using something called this head only. Okay, that is the role of this head here. Okay, and when I say that, okay, it is the role of head to do this thing, like this is not the same like your VCS you may have used, like a subversion or something. Okay, it is not the same. Okay, so it is different than that head. Okay, so this head is something which you see here. It is pointing currently to the master. So I have just created the testing, but still my head is saying that I am on master branch. So how to change that thing? That is the another question. That means, correct, how to change my branch? I have just created my branch, but I have not switched my branch as of now. So how to do that thing? So for switching my branch, what I need to do is I need to say that, okay, this is my branch, okay, and I want to switch it. So I will say that git checkout testing. And as soon as I say this thing, then you see the difference. The head comes here. Okay, so if you see here, head is here. Earlier it was pointing to master. Now it is pointing to testing. So that is the difference, and this is how it works. So this is the checkout. Okay, when we do the checkout, then this thing happens. So now, say for example, we switch the branch. Okay, we now come to the new branch, which is the testing branch, for example. But what is the actual significance? Correct. Let's do the another commit here, and as you see here, another commit we have done. And as soon as we have done the another commit here, you can see the difference. So this is my head pointing to test, and now you see different commit number. Okay, so this is interesting because now your testing branch has moved forward, but your master branch still point to the same old commit number. Correct. So if I again switch back to the master using the git checkout master command, then you see again my header I can see is pointing towards the master only. So behind the scene, this is how it work. Okay, so this command actually did two things here. Okay, when I say two things here, what it do, it moved the head pointer back to the point to the master branch, and then it reverted the files in your working directory back to the snapshot that master point to. Correct. And if I go to the uh, uh, next piece here, okay, and next piece is more about the diverging uh, history. Okay, and just give me 1 minute here. Yes, I think that's good. Okay, so diverging history is something which you can try here, and in that what you can see is that a git log command is there, and it can help you in giving all the details, you see. Okay, and you can use the decorate option here, and as you can see from the slide, the decorate option is also visible here. You see, like if I go here, git log, this command, online decorate graph all. So complete detail it is showing you that what is header, master, what all changes you have done. Correct. So here at this moment, what we can make out that we are on the master branch, and our master branch commit number is this, and this is we have one feature branch. Okay, and the feature branch commit number is this one. Correct. So this is how we can see the complete detail that what exactly is going on. And finally, if I talk about some practical command summary, then these are some of the commands like git branch for see the branch, and git checkout hyphen b feature branch, then git log online decorate is there, git log online decorate graph all complete graph it will show you. Okay, so in summary, in this module we discussed about the feature of git, that why it is lightweight, how it work, it is using the snapshot way of doing the things, how its graph look like, what is root, what is tree, what is blob, and then tags. So all these objects we discussed. When we talk about branching, we discussed that okay, how to create the branch. When we create the branch, what happened to the head? Okay, what is head? What happened to the head when we create the branch? If we do the switching of the branch, what impact it create on the head that we have seen? Okay, and then we talk about the practical commands and diverging history, which you can see from the git log online decorate graph. So that's it for our today's session. And in our next session, what we're going to do is we will going to talk about the merge, git merge related things, and we will see the demo for today's things whatever we have learned, that how to create the branch, how we can create the different branch, how we can merge it, like how to check the log and all those things. Okay, so please keep following us in the Stack Architect Lab. Keep joining us on this Stack Architect Lab sessions. And as I said earlier, this session is not only for those who are preparing for DevOps, it is equally important for those who are preparing for AI Ops, ML Ops, and many more lines, which I will going to discuss in our upcoming modules once we move in a systematic way. Okay, so keep following this channel for more information. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. And looking forward to see you again in our next session. Okay, and on that note, a good day to all of you. Bye bye. Keep learning.